Mamdani campaigned on tackling New York City's affordability crisis by dramatically expanding the housing supply. And we can't forget that Trump was born in Queens, New York City, and his political identity was rooted in real estate, in construction, and in big headline-grabbing projects. And I think Mamdani deliberately used that history of Trump in order to persuade him to build more housing in New York City. You see, Mamdani presented Trump with a mock New York Daily News front page reading, "Trump to city, let's build." If you ask me, the message is very clear. Not only is he asking for President Trump's help in building more housing in New York City, but he's also appealing to his ego, knowing that not only is Trump from New York City, but that he would want to build such housing projects. And so appealing to that ego of his will not only benefit New York City, but also establish a more pleasant relationship with the president. What was even more unexpected from this meeting was the breakthrough on immigration. You see, Mamdani raised the cases of several people that were detained by ICE, including a Columbia University undergraduate student that was arrested earlier that same day. Shortly after the meeting, Mamdani announced that Trump had personally called him to promise her release, which the university later confirmed. This is not the first time that Trump has gone after university students. He's also gone after Mahmoud Khalil, who was also released. And so what's really interesting here was that Mamdani was able to successfully negotiate the release of this university student in this political environment. And again, just reiterating how surprising this is. You see, Trump has openly mocked, teased, and insulted Democrat officials and his enemies. And so it's very surprising for him to have a second productive meeting with one of the most progressive mayors in the country, who is also a Muslim. But I would also say that caution is still warranted. You see, Trump's friendliness is famously unstable. Trump's mind could change at any time, and he can go from liking Mamdani to attacking him overnight if it's useful to his base. What is surprising to me is that a lot of his base actually does not like Mamdani, so his support of Mamdani is actually very surprising. But my point is still there. He could switch up his opinion at any time. And I think Mamdani seems very aware of this reality and is carefully avoiding a public confrontation with Trump. While he is willing to openly oppose the president and his agenda, he is still willing to work with him on things like housing and limiting that immigration crackdown. And so Mamdani showing that he's the kind of mayor that's willing to criticize Trump, but also collaborate with him. And that, I think, shows a kind of pragmatism and kind of politics that we need from a mayor and from more politicians in general. Ultimately, I think that Mamdani's actions shows that he's trying to build a relationship with Trump that's built in pragmatism and not ideology. He knows that he opposes much of Trump's agenda and what his administration has done, but he is willing to work with him in places that will serve his constituents, like housing and limiting immigration crackdown. And if he can do that while also not being on the bad side of the president, then I think that's a good thing.